think it's going. Hey, David. Yeah, Christine. Okay, I think we're set. So, morning. Today is Tuesday, January 14th. The gathering is happening now, so probably won't have a whole lot of clergy here today. That's okay. I'm going to share some information about disaster preparedness and the California wildfires update, a little bit about Discernment Academy, which is happening next month, a workshop for reaching new people in new ways, also happening next month, February 8th, and about the Week of Prayer for Christian Unity. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the disaster preparedness. So your clergy will be receiving an email. Actually, so will you. It'll be part of my Tuesday talks notes or response. And I just wanted to show you. So if you're ever looking for what's the latest or what resources or whatever having to do with emergency, disaster preparedness and, events that are happening where we have information. So like the California wildfires, when that happened, yes, we heard about it just like you all did. But just as a quick reminder, the Desert Southwest Conference can't go and start sending volunteers to help. We can't start, officially receiving, let's say, donations to send over there to help, whether it's equipment or whatever, until that conference has worked out that path for support with our conference. And it's not specific, it's just any conference. It's first, like, I think it's a bishop to bishop thing, and then it's their disaster response to our disaster response. And I'm not sure why that's the way it is, but that is the way it is. So anyway, this is the page where you would find information if you want to request training. And whether there's a disaster happening or not, you can still go ahead and request training. Go ahead, Megan. What's your question? Oh, I can't hear you. Um, can you, I can't hear you, Megan. Stop sharing real quick. Can anybody hear her, or is it just me? No. Okay. Okay, she's gonna type it. All right, while she types it, oh, here we go. Oh, she just said I'll type it. Let's see here. So while she types her questions or comments, I'm going to share my screen again to, hold on a second. I want to see if I can have the chat open. There we go. Okay, so you can request training whether there's a disaster happening or not. And our ERT team would either maybe host something in your area or specifically at your church. Okay, are we okay to share the Facebook post? You certainly can. Churches can go ahead and request donations for, I mean, if your church allows it. It's just at the Desert Southwest Conference, like, we officially can't tell churches, ask for these donations or whatever. Let's say if it's monetary, we can't do that until our Committee on Finance and Administration has approved that request to do so. So that's why communications can't tell you to do that. But there are, like, the advance that's always open that churches can donate to. Let me show you real quick what we just published. If I could open it. Hey. Oh, I guess because maybe there we go. So this is what we've published. Our chair, Reverend George Cushman, wrote kind of a quick update on here's where we're at. Basically, we're in waiting mode. And then he's pointing people to go to the disaster response page kind of separately, kind of in the meantime. Here's what we have that's new, some disaster, talking about for your church to develop a disaster response plan. shared the updated disaster plan for the Desert Southwest Conference. All of that's available here. I would encourage to have your people, if people are asking you, so what's the update? What can we do? Whatever. You can certainly tell them about what you're seeing on Facebook, but officially, if they want to know what's the latest from Desert Southwest Conference, that's probably going to be the people that want to volunteer to go help or want to help buy things to make these kind of like the flood buckets. Well, there's fire buckets. So maybe they want to start working on that. They want to know what are the things that you're going to ask for when it's time to collect this stuff. They should go to dseumc.org/subscribe, and then they'll get the news as soon as we publish something from disaster response. They'll get it in their email that same day. But you can also, well, period. So you can tell them to go ahead and subscribe. Then you'll know it as soon as anybody else knows it. But on the ERT page, there we go. Here's this first line of resources. That's the new stuff we just added this week. It's a church disaster plan manual, a home inventory list, a disaster information card. This is the conference's master plan for disaster preparedness, response, and recovery. This is that wildfire bucket list. We're not asking for this right now. They just have it there ready so that when we can start asking, here's something that people can do. Okay, so I had some questions on chat. Let me stop share and take a look here. So, are we okay to share the Facebook post from Community UMC in Pacific Palisades asking for donations there? I think I answered that one. But can we send people over to UMCOR? Absolutely, you can. Local church social media pages in the LA area.
So I think I figured out my microphone issue. Sorry about that. This is the laptop we use for streaming too, so there was some fun settings.
Oh.
There was a post that was shared by Pastor Ephraim Zavala, who's at Yuma, that listed out a bunch of places that was stating that Community UMC in Pacific Palisades was collecting money to help, first off, the members of their congregation along with the community there, also donations to help them rebuild. And then they had like a whole list of things. We announced that in church this past Sunday that, you could donate directly to them. Is it okay though that we share that? We're not collecting donations specifically for anybody other than, the UMCOR stuff. But that part's okay. I want to make sure I'm not overstepping.
Well, so, okay,
Bounds.
so I'll give you a good example. So in previous years, churches from the Desert Southwest Conference, I mean, all over the place, people want to help when disaster is happening. And so I remember there was flooding that had happened. I can't remember which area it was. And it got to the point where the area that was receiving the item donations, the flood bucket stuff, where they had to say, stop, yes, we're going to need this stuff, but we don't have space to store it. We don't have, so it was kind of creating a problem for those local people. Eventually, yes, they were going to need that stuff, but it wasn't the right time. I don't know. I mean, that's the small bit that I know of it. There's got to be a reason why we have to go through these kind of wait and hear processes. Um, so would, I'll ask Reverend George Cushman to answer that specific question. Of course, they're at the gathering, so maybe I could at least send him a text message. Maybe he can make an announcement at the gathering for all the clergy that are there to hear. And whatever
Well,
I hear, I'll pass it on to you all. Yeah.
yeah, that sounds fine. And just to clarify, I'm just talking monetary donations. I did have somebody call and wants to
Oh,
donate blankets and pillows, and I was going to call her back and be like, no,
yeah.
it's just to be
Yeah.
like, I know nobody. You should probably contact the Red Cross. Like, I got nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just financial donations. As I said, we're not
Okay.
collecting, we are not processing financial donations other than for UMCOR. But I wanted to be able to share, especially for the two churches that we know we've lost so far. And David, I saw your post, and yes, I'm planning on sharing all the CalPAC stuff that I see. I think I follow them on Facebook with the church Facebook page. So I just want to make sure I wasn't
Yeah.
overstepping and going to get either myself or my pastor in trouble for sharing the other stuff that came directly from community UMC and Pacific Palisades. So
Right. So I don't know that you'll necessarily get in trouble or anything like that. Nobody's going to get upset that people are donating. Um, it's just officially that here's the steps that we need to follow. And so even CalPAC's Donate Now, that goes directly to CalPAC is what it looks like from their URL link. It's not the UMCOR link. So I thought about like, oh, well, maybe I'll go ahead and include the UMCOR link and what I can do is so I want to be able to just provide you the UMCOR link. You could Google search it to find it, but um, the reason why I won't without making getting approval through our chair is they might be working. I know not too long ago they were actually working on a donate link through the Desert Southwest Conference to be able to have options where you can either help to fund the travel for those that are volunteering from the Desert Southwest Conference to go and help at these locations. If you wanted to donate to help um, restock they travel with this trailer full of equipment and maybe it's food to feed the volunteers that are going to help, things like that, tools maybe that they might need. Um, yeah, on the CalPAC page, the donate page. Yeah, for the Los Angeles Fire Recovery Fund. Our disaster response team was trying to create something like that. They're still working on the approvals process for that. So I, it sounds horrible. It doesn't feel right that, people want to give, they want to donate, but we got to wait for bureaucracy. All I can say is there's a reason for it. So officially from the conference, I don't have any thing to offer until I get the approval from our chair. Um, okay, any other comments or questions about that part? Okay, so you're going to get that same link. It's also going to be included in tomorrow's weekly digest. And I just showed you how you could get to the information from the Desert Southwest Conference. Okay, so the next one that I want to share with you is about the Discernment um, Academy. So let me share my screen again. So the Discernment Academy it's an event that's being hosted by the Desert Southwest Conference. It's at North Scottsdale UMC, but it's not just for the Desert Southwest Conference. There's other um, conferences that are also going to be that already were invited and will be participating in this retreat. Um, Something else. That's the registration form for it. Oh, I was just working on a new post about it that you'll see in tomorrow's digest. I wanted to try to make it shorter. So basically, I've got, are you ready to break free from the ordinary and discover how your unique gifts can ignite new possibilities in ministry? The Discernment Academy at North Scottsdale UMC, happening February 17th through 18th, 2025, offers a transformative retreat designed to help you explore your calling, embrace innovative ideas, and lead with confidence in today's rapidly changing world. Whether you're a seasoned leader or just beginning to discern your role in God's work, this event is your opportunity to gain insights, tools, and inspiration to do new in your church and community. Don't miss this chance to take the next step in your faith journey. And then this learn here, register or learn here button brings you to the calendar event page. So it's 2 days, February 17th and the 18th. It's $49. And yeah, that one's coming up. So be sure to share information about that. I thought this shorter one that you're going to get today or get in tomorrow's weekly digest, but it is live now. Might be something easier for you to share. So you can copy and paste it into your own stuff if you want. Questions about that one? Okay. And then it's not published yet, but I just received the request for this information today. It's Reaching New People in New Ways on February 8th. It's another event I will include from New and Vital Faith. I'll include a link to that one as soon as it's published. So I'm going to wait on my notes so that I can send you these two events together in case you can get it in your information too. And then, so I don't know if you all are aware that there is such a thing called a week of prayer for Christian unity. Let me get to calendars. And actually, before I move on to that one, other things that are coming up for New and Vital Faith. Let me share the screen again. So New and Vital Faith has something like this. They call it Monday Moments. For communications, we call it Tuesday Talks. And so Monday Moments that are coming up, if you want to share any of those, these are the dates for when the next sets of Monday Moments are coming. And then you can also just go to dseumc.org/Monday-moments to find information about previous Monday Moments. There's recordings linked right on the page. Yeah, so those are the things I want to highlight about New and Vital Faith. Now let's get to the conference calendar. So the week of prayer for Christian unity, there's going to be a one-day event. It's an ecumenical event with Bishop Carlo. He's one of the leaders that were invited to participate. This graphic and others like it. Oh, I didn't link it here. Dang it. Maybe I have it in my news. I have a Google link where you can download. This is the social media version of it. There it is. I'll add it to that event in case you go to that one, but you'll get this one in the weekly digest. You click here, you'll get to the graphics that they provided for us. I didn't create this, but we can all use it. This is the social media one, and they've got, I think, a square one and a PDF version. So if you want to share any of this stuff in your conference news, it is happening in Tucson at the Redemptorist Renewal Center, January 23rd, 6:30 p.m. Questions about that one? No? Okay. So that's all I have. Does anybody want to share something about what's happening at your church? Any events where others can participate? Okay, Megan, well, sorry, David and then Megan. David had his hand up. Go ahead.
Oh, me first? Okay. It's not an event, but it's a tech solution that I'm implementing. It's kind of my thing. But anyway, the church I'm at, where my wife is the pastor, First United Methodist Church of Sun City, has had a thing. I think this predates the pandemic. I don't know the history, but they've subscribed to Ring Central for a teleconferencing teleworship line. So it's just an audio version of the worship service. So it's just you dial in and it's like you're joining a conference call, that kind of thing. But we noticed that the price they were paying for that seemed a little steep, because I think they're paying about $60 a month just for that functionality. Yeah. And I thought, wait, people dial into Zoom meetings all the time. And the church didn't have a conference supplied Zoom account. So we do now. And we're going to use, um, along with other things, we're going to use on Sunday mornings, instead of broadcasting our worship on Zoom, because we're already live streaming on Facebook and YouTube using a third-party thing called Caster. I didn't think we needed to add a Zoom component to that as well, but we're going to use it just for a phone dial in, and so that's kind of a little success. And we won't be paying any extra for it because we should be paying for a Zoom license anyway, so it'll be basically free. So
That's a great solution, David. Way to think outside the box. Okay, Megan, how about you?
I just wanted to talk about the fact that I just finished the social media cohort, and I feel like we should. I don't know how many people signed up for the social media cohort. And while I wasn't able to make it to every meeting just because of timing, it was amazing and probably the best social media training I've taken since I have been doing any and all of the social media trainings that are available. And I would love to make sure that we're offering this at least once a year. Michelle was great. She was the leader of it, who works with multiple Methodist churches in the Atlanta area and on the East Coast. She was amazing. And I just wanted to just sing the praises of that cohort and recommend that if you haven't already been a part of the cohort, to do it. It was one meeting a month, and we learned more than just post on Facebook. Like, she gave us ideas of content to post, programs to use. I was really impressed, and I wanted to make sure that it is spoken out so that the conference knows that yes, it was great. Please continue to do it. Because I'll probably sign up again. And if I manage to get in it again, then I will do it again because it was just
Nice.
great. Um,
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'll relay that to Rachel. And so you heard it, folks. This is one of the amazing solutions from New and Vital Faith. They're really working hard to provide all the different components that a church communicator, that a pastor, a new ministry start would need. Not everything is going to be a huge success, but this one sounds like it's a pretty good one. So yeah, I'll let Rachel know. Anything else anybody has to share? Okay. Then thank you for joining. And so today's notes are going to take a little bit longer because I need to hear back from George Cushman. I want to make sure I'm providing everything. But yeah, be sure to check out the latest news, the upcoming events, and share, share, share. Invite others. Right. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.